everybody, Von here with the Vonster vlog, and welcome to day 119 of a year of yoga. Let's go ahead and just get our mats straightened out for a minute. There we are. I try to leave my mat out like all of the time here in the temple room, which is our very underused living room. But sometimes the dogs do like to come in and just roll around on it. So to get some of the dog hair off, just give it a little flip. So thank you guys so much for joining me here today. Let's find ourselves at the foot of our mat, grounding down through our feet, fingertips up through the sky, bringing our fingertips behind us, interlocking our fingers, stretching them down towards our tailbone, and then inhaling and exhaling. As we inhale, we lift our chest, and as we exhale, we bring our elbows back. And it just becomes a pulsing movement with our breath. Now release our fingertips. Let's bring our arms down as we bend our knees, then inhale up. And exhale down. And as we inhale, we can lean back and do a little bit of a standing cat-cow, spine warming up. And now as we inhale and exhale, swan dive forward. It's just going to be a short practice today. I'm just trying to get the blood flowing. Stretch out the biggest muscle groups and biggest problem areas. So let's walk our hands down our mat into our first downward facing dog of the day. Really pushing equally through all points of our hands and equally between our hands and our feet. Let's get an interior tilt, opening our tailbone towards the sky. Really getting a nice stretch all through the back of our legs. Releasing any tension we may be hoarding in our neck and face. Keeping the shoulders in their holster away from our ears. Now from here, let's come down into a plank. Nothing like waking up the core first thing. We'll lower our knees to the mat. And we can push back into child's pose, or a variation thereof. I'm doing it today with narrow knees, and it doesn't give my stomach and thighs a whole lot of room to coexist. So I can't come in very deep, but it does give me a nice stretch through my hips. And from here, we will round up into cat, bringing my knees forward just a bit and nice and wide, and we're going to do some undulating cat cows. Embracing the snap, crackle, and pop. Now change directions. Scooping forward and then pushing and leaning back. And you can do this seated if being on your hands and knees is uncomfortable for you. So now I've come into a very wide-kneed child's pose. I'm going to rest my chest on the ground and stack my hands to put my head on. And my pants are kind of slippery, so on the rug they just keep sliding wider. So I'm actually going to bring my feet a little wider as well and come into frog pose. So we're very far forward, bringing our feet and knees so that they're traveling parallel with the edges of the mat. And then I start pushing back. This is quite challenging for me. Just resting on my elbows to support my upper body. But I'm going to tuck and then untuck my tailbone in this position, making very certain to breathe. And then we can start coming forward and back out of this posture, really opening up all through our inner and outer thighs. And from here, to come out of this, I'll bring my feet close together and then come up onto my hands and come and sit back in thunderbolt position. And from here, let's just stretch our arms and our neck especially. Some nice big neck circles. One more on this side. Let's change directions. You can make your arms very, very heavy here to try to get nice and deep into our neck. You can just rest them on top of your thighs. And doing another kind of seated here in thunderbolt position. We can tuck our tailbone under and really curve our spine through. And then anterior tilt, bringing our tailbone and our head pointing to the wall behind us. And from here, let's come and sit on our booties. Just bringing our feet together. Let's flap our butterfly wings for a moment. Just to kind of get that blood flowing. Stretching from side to side. I'm wringing out that dirty sponge of my lower back, or as I've started to call it, pulling the taffy. I don't know. I'm kind of feeling the wringing out the dirty sponge thing a little bit more today, where we use our breath to rinse and cleanse. So we breathing in, that's filling up the sponge with fresh water. And then as we exhale and twist, it's wringing out all of that filth and gunk that builds up in our tense muscles. And I'm just holding on to my opposite ankle with my opposing hand. So left to right, right to left. And I'm using my back hand to support, which whenever I lift my back, the hand supported my right hand, as I'm bending to the right, it's just there as like a support team. Whenever I lift it, I don't come out of the pose or anything like that. So I'm not wrenching myself around. I'd like to be able to maintain this position even without the assistance of my hands. But we can use our hands to just twist a little deeper and provide a little bit more of a yin style support so that we can really focus in on releasing that back oblique. One more on each side. And now from here, let's fold forward into cobbler's pose. Keeping a nice, straight, strong back. And I always test it to see how my posture is doing by putting my arms like Superman out above me. And then I try to maintain that integrity in my shoulders and chest and spine and core as we come down, hinging at our hips. I'm holding on to my feet and just breathing in and out. We can walk our fingertips out in front of us on the mat. And we can come back up. So I know this was another quickie, but it's the holidays right now and we've got like a bucket of stuff to do. So I'm so glad that we showed up on our mat today. That's really good, you guys. And let me know how you're doing down below. How was your turkey day, if you're into that? And I will see y'all next time. So until then, you guys, keep on keeping on. Mwah. Bye.